How you going, team? My name is Bo. I'm 28 and I've just completed a 24-hour immersion course. I signed up to the immersion course basically because I wanted to test myself and see what I was made of. So coming into the immersion course, I had a few doubtful points. One was not being able to endure a 24-hour event. The second one was a lack of exposure to highly stressful team environments. And the third one was being able to lead to a high standard and communicate. Pretty quickly I realised once we started the course that we were all just men with the desire to be better than what we were. So once I realised that pretty early in the course, it made me feel a lot better. I got some notes here, just things that I took away from the course. First one was kit check. Kit check made me realise how much time we waste drifting through life. So a fix for this was everything we do should be done with high standards and with attention to detail and in a time efficient manner. With this, we become unstoppable. Neglecting the small things will inevitably lead you to slip up or bring on suffering in life or miss opportunities. PT rest pose, so this was a pose that we were taught. And basically what I learned was our minds reflect through our bodies and our body language reflects back through our minds. Stand up straight with your chest out, your shoulders back, your chin up and your eyes up. This relays positive affirmations back to the mind. Another evolution we did was called cold water exposure. So being exposed to the cold water can be a big stressor on the nervous system. Be calm and breathe, calm your mind and move forward, one action at a time. Another evolution we did was called hard to kill. So what hard to kill taught me was we'll only go as far as the mind is willing to go. When the body's physical threshold is reached, the mind will start to suffer. Rewiring our breathing techniques and body posture, we can stay in the game for longer and command a concrete mindset that will be unbreakable. What I learned about teamwork, guys, was you're strong as a single unit, but you're fucking unstoppable as a team. If your team is aware of your weaknesses, they will carry it with them, allowing you to complete the task at hand. I've seen this firsthand, guys, It was fucking amazing to see just how much you can get done when you stop acting as a lone ranger and you become one and work as a team. Fucking unstoppable, mate. Pack marches. This time for me was a great time to get to know the men, side, front and back of me. Taking this time to check on a brother allowed us to separate from the physical suffering that was occurring at the time. We also learned a bit of combat jiu-jitsu, so learning it is absolutely important and essential for a man to release his aggression and emotions in a controlled environment. Whether that's through combat or a meditative state, holding onto and suppressing your emotions causes sickness in the mind and body and prolonged suffering. As a man and a father, we need to embrace a more ritualistic approach to how we release our aggressive energies. The stores carry taught me that the best way to move as a whole unit is to be loud, clear and communicate. The better a team can communicate, the more efficient they will move. Comms must be directed but also received. The ecosystem was a great way to gain acknowledgement from the team. So our mantra, pretty early on we learned we love this shit. And so one of the evolutions we did was actually linking hands and walking down to the shoreline at midnight and submerging ourselves knee deep in the water. So what we did there is we vocalized our mantras.
We love this shit! We love this shit!
Once we externalized our mantras, we took away the internal suffering on that shoreline. We became 24 individuals suffering in silence to an unstoppable whole unit that were connected in mind, body and soul. And I'll tell you firsthand, sitting back on that shoreline with all the brothers, we could have fucking died in that water, mate, and I would have been content. Once we externalized our mantras, we were fucking unstoppable. So the sandbag was an evolution, basically where we had to build a sandbag wall. I don't have any experience in sandbags, I know nothing about sandbags. This lesson here for me was a leader must lead, but also listen to his team. Appointing the man with the most experience on the sandbags and listening to his why, and offering his service was what kept us alive. We're pretty lucky there, we had an ex-military fellow there, so he was able to tell us why we were stacking the sandbags, why we had to face the seams inside. The death crawl was one of the last evolutions. The death crawl taught me not to be a vampire. So after 20 hours of training, our bodies were drained and fatigue was setting in. It was at these times it was so important to be loud and attentive. Check your brothers, send them your energy, let them know you have their six. Don't let them suffer in silence. Don't be a fucking vampire. Once we vocalized our 5-rep count, I felt immensely better. I could feel my brothers, I could feel their energy. It was only right that I join their chants and give them the energy back. Coming into the ending ceremony, some of my thoughts were embracing the brothers, feeling the energy, feeling their love, breathing deep and connecting to that energy was so solidifying. I truly felt we all had accomplished something that was so great and it was a beautiful space to hold. We had reached a new level of consciousness and awareness. It was an absolutely fucking pleasure training with these lads. We all rocked up as individuals on a pursuit to be better. By the end of it, You know, we were fucking brothers. You know, what we went through, you can't learn that in a gym, or you can't gain that by having a coffee at the shop with a mate. You know, like going through 24 hours of suffering. What you realise is it's not about being a lone ranger, it's about being a team. It's about depending on your brothers and knowing that they've got your back. And that was probably one of the biggest things that I took away from the immersion course.